Time now for everybody's favorite guessing game, What's My Line? Brought to you by Remington Rad, makers of the world's #1 electric shaver, the Remington. Now, let's all play What's My Line?
Now, let's meet our award-winning What's My Line panel. First, the popular columnist whose voice of Broadway appears in the New York Journal American and papers coast to coast, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
And on my left, a charming comedian, an enchanting show business figure, and author of the bestseller Treadmill to Oblivion, Mr. Fred Allen.
And on my left, ladies and gentlemen, a young lady who just told me tonight that the first no-cal baby ever born in this country grew up to be Frank Sinatra. Miss Arlene Francis.
Oh, and man, how he grew. And on my left, a gentleman who, with his family and his children, has given so much pleasure to everybody that I hope that it comes back to him 100-fold in 1955, Mr. Bennett, Cerf.
Oh, how nice. Thank you, Arlene. Well, speaking of children, if any of you saw Ed Murrow's Person-to-Person show Christmas Eve, you'll know that show was stolen by little Bunsey Daly, 9-year-old Bunsey. Here's her old man, John Charles.
Certainly opened my eyes, Bennett. I'm going to get Bunce some working papers and retire. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's My Line. We've got some guests visiting us tonight who've brought with them some occupations. The occupations we think we'll leave with the panel after they've had a rather rough time with them. And we're going to have a famous guest challenger before the panel a little bit later on. But I think now is the time for the experts to meet our first challenger, whose line has to be spotted. So would you sign in, please, sir? Carlo Guggenheim, right, sir? It isn't that we're tight with the chalk. It's just I think that the chalk would be in your way, so I'll take it from you and put it over here, if I may, huh? And Mr. Guggenheim, where are you from, sir?
From Rome, Italy.
From Rome, Italy. Well, how nice to have you here visiting us in What's My Line. We have a panel over there. They look very mild, and actually they're all very nice people, but we want to give them a halfway decent chance to get a look at you. So would you take a hike down in front of them for me, please?
Welcome.
How do you do?
Thank you. I'm caught without my interpreter. I'm very sorry.
And now, Mr. Guggenheim, will you come over here, please, and sit down next to me? And at this point, because the panel has had a chance to meet you, see your handwriting, hear your voice very briefly, we give them one free guess as to what your line may be. We begin the free guesses with Miss Kilgallen.
I think he's an elegant shoemaker.
An elegant shoemaker. Mr. Allen.
I think that Mr. Guggenheim is the president of a Gino Lodgebrigida fan club.
Mr. Guggenheim says that he wishes he was. Miss Francis.
I think he throws coins in the fountain.
Mr. Cerf.
Well, I think an Italian Guggenheim is rather unusual. He probably runs the Rome office of the Anaconda Copper Company.
We are the Italian branch.
No, I'm afraid nobody has him. We'll let our viewers have a further look at Mr. Carlo Guggenheim, and at the same time, we will tell our viewers what his line is. But the panel's going to have to work for it. All right. Will you come in a bit closer, Mr. Guggenheim? Thank you. You know how we score this. Every time you can answer the panel no, I flip a card. When I flip 10 of these cards, you have won the game. All right?
All right.
Good deal. Mr. Guggenheim is self-employed. With that, let's begin the general questioning with Bennett, sir.
Well, Mr. Guggenheim, do you have the fact that you come from Rome or Italy have anything whatever to do with the business in which you are engaged?
Yes.
Yes, it has a bearing, Bennett, of a general nature.
Do you have to speak both Italian and English in the work that you do?
Yes.
It's useful, wouldn't it be? Mm-hmm.
Would your work involve teaching of any sort, Mr. Guggenheim?
Teaching?
No.
Not particularly.
No, I don't think so. 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Mr. Guggenheim, would you say that your work was in any way connected with any of the arts?
Yes.
Do you use your hands in your work?
Yes.
Is yours an art which can be displayed when you are not around?
Yes.
Do you create something
Yes.
yourself?
Yes.
And do you create the thing using your own hands?
Yes.
Are your works ever to be found in art galleries on exhibition?
Are the works ever to be found in art galleries on
They
exhibition?
might. Proud they would be, I must say.
It's your no to throw away, but if you want to throw it away, I'm going to let you. They might. I mean, there would be a circumstance where that could happen, yes.
Well, now, I don't think the people would have laughed if this was an ordinary picture or piece of sculpture. Is your work something other than, or is what you do something other than merely producing not merely, but than producing painting and sculpture?
In a way.
Yes. Yes, it's other than doing those two.
Do you have any connection with painting or sculpture?
Yes.
Small conference. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, let's go on. Guggenheim's right. There is a connection with painting and sculpture.
Well, is there a connection with something else that perhaps would be more familiar to Mr. Daly?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything to do with the entertainment world?
No, I wouldn't think so. 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Allen.
Well, do you have anything to do with a product, that you make a product apart from an artistic, apart from a picture or a sculpture or anything like that?
Yes.
Is it something that might be worn?
Yes.
Is it something that might be conceivably made of leather?
Yes.
Could be, yes. Could be, right? Mm-hmm.
Is it something that would be worn above the waist?
Yes.
Is it something that could be worn below the waist?
Yes.
Is it something that you don't have to wear at all if you don't feel like it?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Is this small enough to? Is this bigger than a kumquat? I know Steve took the bread box away with him. We can't use that. And it's made of leather.
It could be, yes.
Could be made of leather, and it could be worn below the waist.
Mm-hmm.
You don't make those wonderful Italian shoes or design them or anything like that, do you?
No,
You
that's
don't.
not it. 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Francis.
And if he did, I'd like to see it worn above the waist.
waist,
That's when somebody puts their foot in their mouth.
Or a short person, I mean, bending over.
Are the things that you make primarily for women?
Yes.
Could it be made of cloth as well as of leather?
Yes.
Is it something that is carried rather than worn? Could it be
No.
carried?
No. 4
Can't be
down and
carried.
6 to go, Mr. Cerf.
If you carry it to put it
Mr.
on.
Guggenheim, would this ever be worn on one of the beaches of Italy?
Yes.
It could be.
It isn't, I'm going to put it in a way that I'll get a yes if it's not. Am I correct in saying it is not a bikini bathing suit or anything like it?
Made of leather?
I hardly think
They don't go in the water with those things.
a lost soul if it was.
No. Yes, it could not be a bikini bathing suit necessarily, no.
Well, where does that leave me? It is worn on the beach sometimes.
It could be, yes.
Is this ever worn next to the body of a beautiful young lady, right? Does it touch the skin?
Touches
Yes.
the skin, yeah.
Is anything ever worn over this?
Yes, yes.
I pass.
All right, Miss Dorothy, I'm going to give you 1 more minute to get
Well,
this
is
if you
this
can.
anything as simple as clothes? Does this man have something to do, Mr. Guggenheim, have something to do with female attire?
Yes.
Would you make more than one type of thing?
Yes.
In other words, it wouldn't all be alike. Do you make dresses?
Yes.
You're a
That's
couturier.
it. Mr. Guggenheim is a dress designer, actually. Designs them and makes them. And the leather comes in there
I
sooner or
thought
later.
that, except for the leather, and then I
Well,
thought he must design
I
handbags.
thought it was throwing him. That's why we said it could be leather.
Well, don't girls, I don't know about these things, John, but don't girls wear something in between themselves and the dresses?
Or you said, does it touch the skin? The sleeves would touch the skin, the shoulders would touch the
I
skin.
wasn't thinking
Bathing-
about arms.
Well, Mr. Guggenheim, all the way from Rome, we flip all the cards anyway. We hope you had fun.
Thank
It was
you
nice
so
having
much.
you and What's My Life. All right, panel, let's see what you can do with the second challenger. Will you sign in, please, sir? Robert Giff, is that right, sir? Interesting clothing you're wearing there, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Where are you from?
Detroit, Michigan, sir.
Detroit, Michigan.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's fine. And may I congratulate you on this fruit salad up here, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Now, the panel over there would like to get a closer look at you. Will you take a hike for me, please? Down that way?
What is this up here, Sergeant? May I ask?
Transportation forensics.
Transportation course.
Is that 18 years? How many years?
No, this is overseas stripes.
Oh, I see. Nice to see you.
You didn't meet Mr. Guggenheim when you were overseas by any chance?
No, I didn't.
You could have saved us some trouble.
All right, Sergeant, will you come over here, please, and sit down next to me? I think you know the panel gets one free guess as to what your line may be. We'll begin the free guesses with Miss Kilgallen.
I think he works for the United States government.
That's very good, Mr. Allen.
I think that if he's in Flint, he's watching the Pentagon for the Flint outfit there.
Miss Francis.
I think he's I don't know.
A little
I have to
dry.
think about it.
All right, Mr. Cerf.
Well, as the publisher of No Time for Sergeants, I feel I would be unfair to my profession if I had anything to do with Sergeant Giff.
Well, nobody's got even a whimsical idea, I'm afraid, and we hope you never catch up with this one. We'll let our viewers at home have a further look at Sergeant Robert Giff, and at the same time, we'll tell them what his line is. But the panel's going to have to dig hard. All right, Sergeant, you know how we score this operation, don't you?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, Sergeant Giff, as you may have guessed, panel is salaried. With that, we'll begin the general questioning with Dorothy Kilgallen.
I can't think of a thing. Do you work out of doors?
Yes, I do.
Do you move about in your work?
Yes.
Do you enjoy it?
Yes.
Do you work in conjunction with other people?
Yes, I do.
And do you ever wear anything besides what you're wearing now in your work?
Yes.
It's some sort of uniform that has something, or coverall that has something to do with
Yes.
your specific job.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever get off the ground in your work?
Yes.
Yeah, in a manner of speaking, you
Yes.
do, don't you?
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you get off the ground in some way other than a plane?
Yes.
Other
Yeah, he
than in
can
a
be
plane?
described as getting off the ground in some other way than by plane.
Do you get off under your own power?
Yes.
Do you go over obstacles?
Yes.
He might be described as going over obstacles, yeah.
I have to find out what kind of obstacles. Well, do you have anything to do with training?
Yes.
Do you train other members of the armed forces?
Yes, I do.
That's part of his work.
Do you train them in obstacle courses?
No.
No, that's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Allen.
Do you have anything to do with explosives in the work that you
Yes.
do? Do you train other people or...
I don't want to interrupt, Fred, but the training is not that important, actually. I mean, training is just a part of the sergeant's work. What he does himself is actually what you have to nail down.
Well, what he does, if he fools around with explosives, he must do it real well because he's here with us tonight.
I think we could take that for granted.
Do you have anything to do with the preparation or the testing of bombs?
No, I don't.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Boy, I've been with an Army show with Soldier Parade for 3 years, and I'm looking at you and wondering why we never had you. You say that it has something to do with explosives, your work?
He uses explosives in his work. Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything to do with camouflage in any way?
No.
No, that's right. 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Well, Sergeant Giff, do you have anything to do with demolition work of any kind?
Yes, I do.
You use the explosives then to get rid of something that is not wanted by your superiors. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Sometimes he uses the explosives that way. Right? Yeah.
What are they getting
do you,
rid of?
do you prepare new airfields or make clear up for possibly the new air school out west or something like that? Would you be doing any of that kind of work?
No.
That's right. No, that's right. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
You do work on land.
Beg your pardon?
Do you work on land rather than on water? Oh, ho.
No.
5 down
That's
and
the
5
wrong
to
way,
go.
didn't I?
Boing, Mr. Allen.
You work on water, do you?
Yes.
And you're with the Army?
Yes.
Oh, it's one of Arlene's friends.
It's one of my boys in those little boats I was trying to get last week.
I didn't realize we were that confused that the Army is now on the water.
The Army is everywhere.
But do you have, demolition, you would be inclined to or be prone to... I should borrow somebody else's mouth when I come on this program. To demolish wrecks and things like that are sunken.
Iceberg.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is his basic employment?
Well, he must explode the things, otherwise he's not carrying out his work. He's vice president in charge of fuses for the Army.
No, sir, you got it, but you got to give me what is his basic work if he explodes wrecks.
Wreck explode.
No, I can't give it to you on that.
Well, I don't want to go have it go off with a bang. I mean, I really don't know.
All
I'll
right,
be frank. I'm not going to concede
We'll
it
flip a couple of cards and see what Miss Arlene can do.
Well, it is demolition work. That's definite.
in the water.
Well,
And
that's
it's
part
in-
of his work.
Partially.
Yeah.
That's part of his work. Well, would you demolish, as Bennett just said, icebergs? Or ships that are on their way
Derelict.
down, derelict ships that you have to get rid of and
That
wipe
might
out
be.
of the
Yeah,
water?
But what does he do to do this?
Well, he must have an awful big shooting material. I don't He torpedoes them.
I'll tell you, he's a deep-sea diver.
Oh, come on.
Oh, for heaven's sake. A deep-sea diver for the United States Army.
What is
Real
he
tough.
doing? What is he doing in Flint?
No, that's where he's from.
Oh, I see. I
They don't let him in
A
Flint
deep
now,
sea
especially with
diver.
explosives. Deep-sea diver for the United States Army. Isn't that wonderful?
Why doesn't the Navy do that? What is the Army butting in with this?
Well, the Army has given jurisdiction over certain waterways,
Shallow
and where
water.
they have the jurisdiction, they must clear such impedimenta as
To make it safe
stands in
for
the
the
way
Navy.
of navigation, you see.
Oh, I
Sergeant, thanks very much. Oh, we had fun. We had a lot of fun having you with us. In just a moment, we'll meet tonight's mystery. We come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery celebrity. My friends have blindfolds. Are they all in place, panel?
Yes, sir.
Good. Will you come in, mystery challenger, and sign in, please? All right. Panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, we get right down to the general questioning, which we will begin with Fred Allen.
I gather from your reception that you are not a nonentity by any chance. Are you in the entertainment business?
Actually, yes.
Are you a man or a woman?
You can't answer that yes or no. You want to just leave it, are you a man?
Are you a man?
Actually, I would say yes.
Well, if you don't know, no one else would know. You're an actor, I assume.
Rather, yes.
Is that opinion shared universally? Are you better known, let me say, are you better known in pictures than you are in the theater for your work in the pictures?
No, actually, no.
No, I would say that would hold true there. 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Arlene Francis.
You're not in motion pictures?
Yes, it's in, but you asked the question, was he better known in motion pictures than in the theater? And I would say here that it's not necessarily true that
Oh,
he
I
is.
see.
Miss Francis?
Well, may one assume by that you're better known in the theater than in motion pictures? If you're not known better in motion pictures than the theater, then you should be known better in the theater than in motion pictures. I mean, that follows.
Well, you're not known here.
Yeah,
you know.
it's a 6 up and a half a dozen down, sort of thing, you know?
Well, where am I, up or down?
You're right in the middle.
I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
Well, then, are you in, have you appeared in television?
A bit, yes, I'd say.
Well, then, are you better known in television than you are in pictures and in the
say
theater?
that.
No, I wouldn't say that. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Well, that...
Where is he better known, this fellow?
No, but what we're trying to
radio.
say, he's
That
known
leaves-
well in the movies, known well in the theater, has done television, but is not better known in television than the other 2 media. All right, Mr. Cerf?
Well, would you say then that your best-known medium is possibly radio?
Over here, yes.
That is old-fashioned, isn't it?
Over here, yes.
Yes.
You have done most of your radio work in this country, have you not?
Yes, actually, I would say so, yes.
Have,
He's not known on radio
have
either.
have you ever been on a regular weekly radio show?
Yes, actually, I have, you know.
Were you the big star of the show?
Well, I thought so.
Did you have a partner in this endeavor?
Yes, you might say. Yes, definitely.
Time is going very
Was
fast.
the partner related to you in any way?
Not by marriage, no.
Might say in a way, Bennett.
What's funny about that? Your partner was related to you, but not by marriage.
Maybe
Well,
it's
in a
Francis
way, he was
Mule.
related.
Yeah,
The
was it-
partner is related in a way. It's a matter of association.
Well, could the partner have been an animal or something of that sort? Oh, I know.
No, you get a no answer.
The dummy.
3 down and 7 to go. Miss Kilgallen, we have very little time. Dorothy, real quick, you got the idea?
I don't know what's happening. I can't hear a thing.
Bennett, do you know?
Was it a dummy? I missed about the last 3 questions.
Well, you're close, dear.
Is there a dummy present on the stage?
Well, I'm going to have to unmask. You give your guess.
What is
yes.
it, Edgar Bergen?
Edgar Bergen is right. I've got a question I've got to ask because Edgar Bergen's been so many places. How's the radio show and how do you like living in Washington?
Well, it's been very exciting, and we're doing a show on Sunday nights. Fred, we're doing radio on Sunday nights, 9 to 10, and the craft food product people thought it would be a nice idea to have a different type of a show, so we're having a little interview and comedy. And for those who want to rest their eyes from television, we try to win them over from, you see.
Well.
But we've lost very few people who live behind mountains. They're very loyal to radio.
Well, all I
Charlie,
can
say
say is...
something before. Have we time for Charlie?
No, I'm
to
afraid
speak?
I've kind of messed things up. I let time run away from me because I'd love to have Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy with us for hours, but I've run out of time, and it's all my fault, and I do want to just say thanks
It's
for
a
being our
lousy
guest.
evening as far as I'm concerned.
Now, before our panel says goodnight, may I remind you to tune in again next Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when once again we invite you to play What's My Line. For other localities, check your local listings for the date and time of our weekly series. Now, until next week, This is John Daly saying good night, Miss Dorothy.
Good night, Fred.
Good night, Arlene.
Good night, Bennett.
Have fun in Chicago, San Francisco.
Thank
Good night, John.
Good night, everybody. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Good night, Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy, and thanks for being with us on What's My Line?
This has been a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. In association with the CBS Television Network.